Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video we're going to get started with our network fundamentals, more specifically with what the network layer is and how it relates to the OSI model, and furthermore how it will allow us to understand how Nmap works much better. Alright, so let's get started, and to get started the first thing we need to ask ourselves is what exactly is the network layer? Right, so the network layer is used for the transfer or the flow of packets across the network. Alright, so this layer is used for how packets are going to be transferred across the network. Now, the protocols that are used in this layer may sound familiar to you. You might have already understood, or you might already know the protocols that I'll be showing you right now. Now, the most important protocol is the Internet protocol that is sub-denoted into the versions. We have the older version, which is IPv4, and the newer version, which is IPv6. Alright, so IP version 4 and IP version 6. Alright, so the IP protocol, or the Internet protocol, specifies the format of the packets and contains addressing information that enables the packets to be routed. Alright, so essentially the Internet protocol will specify the format of the packets and will contain the addressing information in the sense that it contains information like the MAC address, etc., that allows the packets to be routed across a network. Alright, so it provides only the functions that are necessary to deliver a packet from a source to a destination over an interconnected system of networks. Alright, so its purpose is to make sure that a packet is sent to its destination from its source, and to make sure it gets sent there correctly and obviously efficiently. Now, as I said, the protocol versions that we have are IPv4 and IPv6. Now, when we look at the IPv4 packet header, alright, the packet header is very important to understand the information that is contained within the header. Alright, so the IPv4 protocol defines many different fields in the packet header. Alright, so these fields contain binary values that the IPv4 services reference as they forward packets across the network. Alright, so essentially the information in the IPv4 packet header is essentially information about, as you can see, firstly the IP source address, the packet source, so where is this packet coming from? You then have your IP destination address, where is this packet going to? What IP address is this packet destined for? Alright, you then have your time to live, which is essentially an 8-bit value that indicates the remaining life of the packet and how long the packet can be transferred. Okay, you then have your type of service, which again contains, essentially they all contain an 8-bit binary value that is in this case used to determine the priority of each packet. Alright, so the type of service is used to prioritize the packets depending on their priority, obviously. And finally, you have the protocol, which is again an 8-bit value that indicates the data payload that the packet is carrying. Alright, so the IPv4 packet header is essentially, it contains information, as I said, that will help the packet to be routed. That is what the Internet protocol is used for. In this case, very simply to understand what's happening here, it contains, the IP source address. So essentially what that means is, where is this IP coming from? Alright, where is this packet coming from? It then has the destination address, where it's obviously going to contain the address to which this packet is supposed to be delivered. And then furthermore, we have the 3 other packet headers that are not really important, but are equally as important depending on the types of packets you're sending. You have your time to live, you have your type of service, and your protocol. Alright? So that is going to be it for this video. Now, that was a very good or basic introduction to what the network layer is and what it is going to be, it is all going to be about. Now, the reason I had to cover this is because when we'll be performing the scans, I will be referencing a lot of these packet header information so that you can understand the type of scans we are carrying out and why they're important. Alright, so again, this is just the network fundamentals regarding the OSI layer, more specifically in this video, the network layer. So it's very important to understand, important information like what the network layer is used for, the protocols that exist within the network layer, the protocol versions, what exists in the packet headers. And finally, after you understand that, you'll have a great idea of how packets are sent across the network. Alright, so in the next video, we'll actually be looking at the transfer layer. So I'll be seeing you in the next video.